The final few seconds before you lean in and start talking to your dog can shape the next few hours of their nervous system. In that tiny window, most dog owners accidentally turn an ordinary yawn into a full body stress spiral. You lean closer. You say their name. You get a big yawn, a head turn, and eyes that slide away. You think you are bonding, but your dog does not understand your words the way you do. You are sending pressure through proximity, tone, and where your body points. The yawn does not mean your dog is bored. It often means your dog is trying to regulate arousal. In canine body language education, including Turid Ruga's work on calming signals, yawning shows up as a self-soothing reset when the moment gets socially heavy. By the time you lean in more to be reassuring, your dog may yawn more, not less. Once you stop labeling yawns as sleepy, you can start reading the rest of the message. You can treat one yawn as a mystery, or you can treat it like data. One signal alone is ambiguous. A yawn plus a cluster of other signals is a pattern your dog is begging you to notice. You look for these 9 clues, moving from subtle to obvious. Point 1. You see a head turn or gaze aversion, like your dog is politely exiting the conversation. Point 2. You catch a lip lick or tongue flick, fast and almost invisible. Point 3. You notice whale eye, where the white of the eye shows as the head stays turned. Point 4. You see ears pin back, or you see rapid ear swivels scanning for what happens next. Point 5. You watch panting stop, then the mouth closes and tightens, like a lid snapping shut. Point 6. You see a paw lift or a weight shift away from you, even if the feet barely move. Point 7. You notice a slow, low tail wag, or you see the tail tuck closer to the body. Point 8. You see sudden ground sniffing that makes no practical sense, because it is displacement. Point 9. You see a full body shake off right after you approach or speak, like your dog is trying to reset their skin. Veterinary behavior literature treats these as stress signals that cluster, and displacement behaviors are a classic pressure release valve. 2 dogs can yawn, but only one shows whale eye and a weight shift. You are not reading one symptom. You are reading a weather system. To fix what you are seeing, you must assume your approach is adding pressure, then remove it cleanly. The golden rule of calming a stressed dog is this: you remove pressure before you add comfort. You do not talk your way out of a body language problem. Seconds before you reach, your dog must decide if you are safe to be close to. So you run a reset that your dog can actually feel. You stop talking. You soften your posture. You turn your torso slightly sideways. You take one step back. You keep your hands neutral, low, and boring. You think you are being gentle when you lean in with sweet eye contact, but your dog does not translate that as love. Your dog reads looming, direct staring, and forward reach as intensity. Fear-free handling and low-stress animal handling principles lean on the same idea. Distance and choice drop arousal fast. By the time you keep leaning in to reassure, the yawn can become lip-licking, then a freeze, then a growl. You feel the room get quieter. You breathe slower. You move less. Once pressure drops, you can communicate safety. You can hack this system by making your signals predictable. You do not need a perfect dog. You need a clear pattern your dog can learn. Step A. You pause and orient. You stop speech, you look slightly away, and you wait for one soft sign. You look for a looser face, a normal blink, or weight returning to center. Step B. You offer choice. You invite your dog to approach instead of you closing the gap. You can use a gentle hand target, or you can toss a treat away to create space. You are not bribing. You are building an exit ramp. Step C. You reinforce calm. You reward the moment your dog disengages from stress signals and returns to neutral. You pay for soft body, normal breathing, and a settled stance. Learning theory is simple here. Reinforced behavior happens more often. You think you are rewarding calm when you feed during yawning and leaning away, but your dog does not understand your intention. By the time you reward recovery instead, you teach resilience. This routine works, but only if you stop the habits that keep triggering yawns. You can do everything right for 10 seconds, then undo it with one normal habit. This is where most yawns get recycled. Mistake 1 is talking in a high, rapid stream while you hover. You think you are soothing, but your dog hears intensity and feels your body closing in. You fix it with fewer words, a slower cadence, and more space. Mistake 2 is direct face-to-face greetings with prolonged eye contact. The dog does not read that as friendly. It reads like pressure. You fix it with a side approach, brief glances, and letting your dog initiate contact. Mistake 3 is cornering your dog with affection when they are being good. You fix it with a consent test. You pause petting, and you watch what your dog chooses. If your dog re-engages, you continue. If your dog moves away, you respect it. Veterinary behaviorists emphasize choice and consent because they reduce fear responses over time. By the time a polite dog stops being polite, you usually missed the yawns. Yawns are not disrespect. They are information. If this changed the way you view talking to your dog, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. We don't do generic advice here. We translate body language into simple, repeatable routines that actually lower stress. Let me know in the comments, which of the 9 stress clues does your dog show most often when you speak to them? Until next time, stay calm and stay curious.